It is pretty well known that Kerala stands several steps ahead of the rest of India on several social indicators like infant mortality and life expectancy to literacy and housing. While all of that is frequently discussed, one aspect that adds spice to a healthy civic life in Kerala is oft forgotten. A proficient police force that matches the progressive nature of Keralites. This edition of Geometric View focuses on the policing aspect of Kerala's high social standards. Given Kerala's tiny land area and a population of 35 million people within India's 1.35 billion population, it is easy to erroneously think that policing in Kerala is an easy task. Fact is, Kerala has all sorts of crimes witnessed elsewhere like assault, murder, rape, theft, robbery, cheating, cyber crimes and the like. One should also not forget that Kerala's capital Thiruvananthapuram witnesses some of the most number of protests anywhere in the world alongside international cities like Mexico City, Johannesburg, Berlin, The Hague, Paris, and recently Hong Kong and New Delhi. At different times, Kerala police has had to deal with Naxalites, Maoists, the LTTE, and more recently the Al-Qaeda and ISIS operatives, and yet allowed Keralites to enjoy their days and go to bed in peace. To me, three characteristics of Kerala police stand out. One, an international benchmarking. The Kerala police may not say it in many words, but it places the value of anyone living in the state on par with that of anybody in the developed world. Just one example is enough to give goosebumps to anyone living in Kerala. On the night of February 15, 2012, two Italian Marines on an Italian-flagged oil tanker MV Enrica Lixi shot dead two fishermen in a local boat St. Anthony, captained by one Freddy Luis. The accused, Massimiliano Latorre and Salvatore Gironi, and the deceased fishermen, Ajesh Binki and Valentine Jalestin. After shooting the fishermen dead, Enrica Lixi powered on into the sea, but they underestimated the commitment of Kerala police to the people of the state. Kerala police could strategically get the ship to anchor in Kochi and arrest the two Marines. Just consider the equation. The Marines who shot dead the fishermen were Italians, and Italy is a G7 nation. The others in G7 are the US and Canada, UK and France, Germany and Japan. Easily the most powerful bloc in the world, with a combined GDP equal to 40% of global GDP and telling military capability. But Kerala is no pushover either. Just consider the life expectancies of girl children born in G7 nations and in Kerala. Japan 87 years, France 86 years, Italy 85, Canada 84, Germany 83 years, and the US and UK at 81 years each. And Kerala strikingly close at 78 years, far above the Indian average of 71 years. To cut a long story short, the two Marines were imprisoned in India for a few years, and now the Italian authorities have remitted 100 million rupees to the Indian Supreme Court, 40 million each to the families of Binki and Jalestin, and 20 million to the St. Anthony boat owner Lewis. Today, June 15, 2021, 9 years after the incident, the Supreme Court is considering closure of all cases related to the incident, even as this video is being made. Moral of the story, you don't mess with lives in Kerala. You shoot a Kerala fisherman, you won't get away without paying at least 40 million rupees and imprisonment, even if you're from a G7 nation. 2. A citizen orientation. What good is democracy if citizens have to face oppressive policing? Thankfully, Kerala police is not only citizen oriented, it beats globally famous police forces in sheer flamboyance. In 2019, Kerala Police's Facebook page garnered 1 million likes, overtaking that of the famous New York Police Department NYPD and the Queensland Police Services. Today, 2 years later, Kerala Police's Facebook page has 1.49 million likes. leaving NYPD and Queensland Police Services further behind. Kerala Police's social media activity is known for its agility, anticipation, and interesting awareness building memes. Last year, before India went into its first lockdown on March 24, 2020, Kerala Police already had a viral video on the importance of masks and sanitizers, which got more than 1 million views. Behind that citizen orientation of Kerala Police lies a little bit of history. I spoke to Hormis Tarakan, a 1968 batch IPS officer who was also chief of India's External Intelligence Agency, the Research and Analysis Wing, or RAW. Tarakan says Kerala's momentous decision to enact the Supreme Court guidelines for community policing in 2011 made all the difference. From 1861, the Indian Police Act dictated police functioning in India. A good 150 years later, Kerala scripted history by becoming the first state in the country to enact legislation for community policing norms, making police more citizen-friendly and calling it Jana Maitri. And this week, Kerala Police announced that it has organized a 25,000 strong team to donate blood in an emergency. And characteristically, this digital army of blood donors is available on our state police app. 3. A sense of fairness and equality. Irrespective of class, gender, or financial status, people living in Kerala can normally expect fair and equal treatment from the police. This week, the state police had only a broken side view mirror of a car to investigate a hit and run case in Ernakulam district. A 32-year-old woman scooterist was knocked down by a car in Nedumbassery. Police could recover the broken side view mirror of the car from the road, but CCTV visuals are not clear enough to reveal the car number. But it showed a sticker on the car which said airport. So all the visuals were collected from the airport of cars of that make going in and coming out that day. And 18 strenuous days later, the accused 29-year-old Jerin Verghese was arrested from Rani, a good 150 kilometers away. It's not just Jerin Verghese, it doesn't help even if you are an international gangster like Ravi Pujari, who was extradited from Senegal to India and brought to Kerala this week for interrogation in a shooting case. Or a TikTok star like Vignesh Krishna, who was arrested this week in Kerala for allegedly impregnating a minor girl. As everything else in the world is becoming internet enabled, so is crime. I spoke to Manoj Abraham IPS, an additional Director General of Police, about how internet is leveling the playing field for crime and how new age crimes are being tackled.
So life spent in the physical world and the life spent in the virtual world, it is the proportion is increasing in the virtual world and reducing in the physical world. So the crime pattern will also shift.
What Kerala Police is also doing differently is to proactively stop child pornography on the net. With that futuristic outlook to tackle internet-based crimes, the Kerala Police is trying to outsource efforts to demystify the dark web. Of course, Kerala Police is not without its failings. And then there is the issue of criminals in khaki. In 2018, the Kerala State Police Chief told the State Human Rights Commission that there were 387 policemen in Kerala accused in criminal cases. And in the 4.5 years from June 2016 to January 2021, 667 cases were registered against police officers in the state. Within its limitations, Kerala Police tries to do its best. Remember, where else in the world will you hear of a man being assaulted and his movie script taken away? Last year in Muvatupuzha, 4 people were arrested for assaulting a person and taking away a movie script from him. And this week an all-new case has come up at Kalpetta in Kerala's Wayanad district with a woman complaining of defamation after participating in a clubhouse chat. This is perhaps the first police complaint of its kind anywhere in the world related to the globally trending Clubhouse app. This video is dedicated to 38-year-old Kerala Police Constable Ajesh Paul, who was hit on the head with a stone while trying to enforce mask wearing at Marayur in Idukki district on June 1. After 2 weeks in critical care, Ajesh's condition is now getting more stable. Thank you.